Hello, everybody.
Cosmic Carpool with $50. Love the cause and love the speedruns. Can't wait for Portal 2. You're not going to have to wait for...
Hello, everybody. My name is Alex. I'm going to be running the Portal 2 cooperative game with betsruner.
Hi, betsruner.
On the couch, we have Msushi and Daniel.
Hi, I'm Daniel.
Hi, I'm Msushi. I make some YouTube videos about this game, among other things.
And today we're going to be playing all 5 of the main co-op courses, excluding the DLC ones, but we're going to be playing the main category, all main courses.
Yeah, and we're going to be sitting through a cutscene here, because you can skip it, but we figure for the tournament, probably.
Yeah,
not tournament, for the.
You got something worth showing, show it off, you know?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool cutscene.
Yeah.
And yeah, just to clarify really quick, this is not a race, this is co-op. Portal 2 has an inbuilt co-op campaign. On your left, you'll see AJ. He is playing as the orange robot, known as Peabody. And on the right, you'll see betsruner, who is playing the blue robot, known as Atlas.
The runners are going to be gearing up here for the calibration section. This actually includes one of the hardest and most easy to mess up tricks in co-op, or easiest to mess up is the best way to put it. So they're
probably the most dangerous map in all of the category.
Yeah, there's a slight potential for a quick reset of the run, but I'm pretty sure they'll have it.
And time will start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, and again,
all right.
welcome to the Aperture Science.
Bets, do you want to explain sort of what the calibration sequence is?
Yeah, so here at the start, we're going to be just going through, Glass is going to be teaching us, like, oh, here's how you taunt, here's how you ping. You see, we're going to be doing air taunts instead of, like, the normal, like, waving high like AJ just did, because those are a lot faster. You're going to see that a lot throughout the run. And quickly, Glass is just going to teach us how to ping. You see, I have retextured mine to be Twitch Prime, and in the AJ, yeah. AJ, you can explain what you picked.
Yeah, I was just promoting my Twitch channel. And check out Westward on Steam if you're interested.
Yeah. All right.
Anyways, here, coming up super quickly, this is the trick that is a very reset heavy in normal world record attempts. In this calibration course, the first level of the game, you're meant to be separated, but by shooting some portals over, we can get on the same side and clip out of bounds. First try is very nicely done. We're gonna do a long shot to the end of the level, and by setting ourselves up precisely out of bounds over this door, we're gonna try to clip back in bounds, which AJ will do perfectly and land a portal for Bets to follow. Very nicely done, guys. This is very clean. This trick is very, very hard, so props to you guys.
Yeah, you see AJ doing a little sneaky walk to the end there.
And now we're finally past the riskiest part of the run. That was easily the most worrisome part. I really did not want to hit the soft lock and have to reset there, especially after that long initial cutscene.
Yep.
There are multiple soft locks there, so if we hit one, we have to play the whole level over again, which is like 45 seconds lost.
All right, so maybe Msushi wants to cover the hub real quick?
Yeah, I also just want to assure you that that gameplay we just saw there is not what we're going to see for the next 30 minutes. It's going to be a lot of really cool ways of thinking with portals. Not quite that out of the box, but here we're in the hub. This is the all main courses category, so we will play all 5 of the main courses. After beating each course, we're assigned back to this level, so we'll see it a total of 5 times.
Yeah, and in this first course, you're really going to be seeing a lot of basic movement going on. So that'll give us a lot of time to explain like the minor glitches, like a reportal and stuff, and the button glitch here, which AJ actually just hit. Daniel, would you like to explain that?
Yeah, sure. The buttons in co-op are a little bit weird. Because of ping, orange can hop on and off of a button very, very quickly, and sometimes the game just won't register that anybody's gotten off the button, and then you'll just be able to you know, continue on as if somebody's still standing on the button. It's helpful, but it's only really used once in the run as like a necessity, and we'll see that coming up later.
Yeah, and you'll see it's actually a little bit RNG because, you know, anything to do with netcode ends up a little bit RNG.
Yeah.
So we're pretty grateful it's only used once majorly throughout the run.
Yeah, and then most of these chambers are pretty standard, so maybe we'll take some time to explain bunny hopping real quick. If you're familiar with any of the other Source games, like Half-Life 1, for example, you'll know the basics of bunny hopping. We basically just jump when we hit the floor to minimize like the friction and the losing speed that comes from just walking on the floor standardly. So, you know, strafing with our keys and moving our mouse in sync to pick up speed. The main difference being that there's like a speed cap for how you can control your air movement. So once we hit about 300 units of in-game speed, we have to be careful with how we bunny hop. So that's the big difference in Portal 2 versus other Source games.
Yeah, so you'll see us whenever we're rounding a corner, we slow down or we don't hop immediately. That's not really like losing time. It's just if we keep jumping, we'll fly into the corner and lose all of our speed. Yeah. And that's obviously not an ideal situation when you're trying to maintain speed throughout a speed.
Yep. And then maybe Msushi wants to cover elevator fades real quick.
Yeah, here you'll see our runners just waiting in front of these elevators. The thing I like to say about Portal 2 is the goal is usually not to beat the level, but it's to get to the end dialogue, as this game doesn't like to send you until the next level, until the ending dialogue is over. So a lot of the times, if you see our runners standing in front of elevators, there's really no way to speed up this cutscene. Sometimes they are able to speed it up with some things that are intuitively slower, but actually end up being faster.
I don't know what you think you are doing.
Like there, the players are forced to taunt when they come out of the little starting elevators. So they jump out of the way of each other they still taunt, but they do a much slower taunt than what the game is intending for them to do. So that's how they avoid that. And then right here, you're going to see Bets do something called Cube Preserve, where items that you hold, like physics objects, aren't entirely solid while you're holding them. So you can do things like move them under the fizzler, and then they do a little game at the end here where they try and see who's left with the cube at the end of the loading. So it looks like
so
AJ just
the game over AJ 1-0.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's interesting in comparison to single player. There actually are a lot of difference with the kind of the physics engine in co-op. So we'll get into more of that later.
Yep. And then coming up on Laser Crusher, AJ's going to be jumping over this gap here, and he's going to be placing a portal down there for betsruner. Typically, you would use these platforms that come out of the goo as a part of the puzzle, and they're actually just kept under the goo there. So when the goo would normally just insta-kill you, you can actually stand there for a brief amount of time, so long as AJ's quick enough with the portal, and then they're able to finish the level.
Yeah, and here we're coming up on the end of the chapter. Cutscene, so to speak. Whenever you put the disc in from there, you really can't do anything to affect the time, so we just bunny hop around. Yep. And at that time, we'll have some time for donations.
Yeah, one quick thing I want to mention before we go to donations is that there are buttons at the end of these levels that are designed to be hit by 2 players, but quickly, if you're just quick, you can hit both as 1 player. So it's a good time to transition to some quick donations.
Sounds great. I got Adam W. with $20 donation saying, I got to donate for 2 of my favorite games ever. Good luck to the runners, and always remember the cake is a lie. That only costs frames. We've also got $25 from BitDragon. They say, couldn't help but donate during this portal block, or is it a cube? I spent the AGDQ watching runs on the couch with my friends, and even though we have to be apart now, GDQ is something I've always been able to enjoy with my friends. Keep the sick runs coming.
All right, thank you so much. Now maybe Msushi wants to describe why we taunt here at the start of Lobby 2.
Yeah, throughout co-op, it's often a running joke that despite being robots, we often get humanized with these human emotions, and it takes time to be human. So we're gonna skip that a lot by just jumping in the air and doing an air taunt. We'll do that a lot throughout the run. Usually when we return to the course, return to the hub for chapters 2 and 3, we'll end up doing a taunt. It looks weird, but it saves time.
Yeah, interesting thing to tell AJ. That was actually a 507 course 1, which
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
On there, we just bunny hopped over a gap.
Yeah.
Using air strafing.
Here is AJ's going to show off the first reportal of the run. In Portal 1, I'm sure you saw Shazal in the last run. You can sort of stand inside of portals in that game and shoot other portals while you're standing in it. The developers didn't want that for this game, so they sort of push you out when you try and shoot a portal that you're standing in. So the runners actually abuse that speed that you get to help clear gaps and such. So you saw AJ do that there.
There we were trying to preserve a ball through the fizzler. If you actually grab it just far enough away from the fizzler, you can grab it through the fizzler and put it on the other side.
Yep.
So we can play some more hot potato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big important part of this run.
I'd say the most crucial part.
Yeah, and then you might have seen AJ like jumping at the top there. Just similarly to how they saved the cube earlier with the preserve through the fizzler, you can kind of do a similar thing with very thin walls and just grabbing physics objects through them. So we'll see this a couple more times throughout the run. It didn't happen in that chamber, but you'll see it later in the run. It's kind of a weird thing to see, but it works surprisingly easily in co-op.
So coming up on this next chamber, this is called Team Retrieval, which is kind of ironic because this will be a one robot job. That button glitch we talked about 5 minutes ago will be used here to absolutely demolish this chamber. AJ here on the orange screen will try to get it by jumping off the button. First try, incredibly nicely done.
Nice.
And Solo,
And a fastball. Let's go.
Wow.
Solo, he will recover that ball and jump into the acid here. Jumping into the acid here actually gives us slower dialogue at the end, so it is faster.
Yep.
But yeah, that button glitch again is a product of netcode. The way Portal 2 Co-op actually works is that blue hosts a server and orange is connecting to said server. So as a result, orange has ping. That button glitch can only be performed by orange. So.
Oh, and if it's not obvious, blue is the person who invites initially to the co-op session.
And then maybe AJ wants to describe what Bets is going to do here real quick.
Yep, so I'm going to be building up a bunch of momentum for Bets so that Bets can strafe around these pillars and hit both buttons with a single upshoot.
Yeah. It saves a lot of time.
Yeah, before you'd have to fling up and then down and then up and down again.
Speaking of saving time, Daniel, do you want to go into the next chamber?
Yeah, so this is a relatively new route that we've just started using in full game runs. It's the only other major instance of out of bounds in Portal 2 co-op. It involves AJ getting a weird crouch state that sort of disconnects like his view from his actual player hitbox. So he's going to be able to see through this wall and shoot a portal towards the end of the chamber here. Then Bets is going to walk through that portal, strafe over to the right, and then they end up at the end of the chamber.
Very nicely done, boys.
Yeah, that map has soft block potential.
Yep. It's like the only other...
If AJ even shoots the portal a little bit to the left, then it immediately soft locks and we have to restart level.
Yep. So great job there. And then there's a lot to talk about in multi-fling, so maybe I'll let Msushi take that one away.
Yeah, so really quickly, co-op grabbing physics are really bad. Normally you have to hit a button to activate the cube dropper, but here Bets is going to get it by force and just spam E on that dropper. Now if we go off of Bets screens over to AJ, he's going to shoot a portal on the corner of this grate here. We call that a great shot. Great shot. Really nice accuracy. If you shoot a portal on the corner of grated surfaces, the portal will kind of bump and autocorrect in really weird ways. And that makes this chamber a lot faster. And then bouncing off of AJ, Bets can strafe into the panel and get a scripted momentum boost. When you get into that position on that portable surface, which we get into by doing a player boost, the game thinks you should have speed there. So it just gives it to you. The game sees no possible way for you to get there without having that speed. So it just says, all right, well, I guess you earned it. You deserved it.
Yep. The next map coming up is a little quirky. There's a lot of weird developer things that have been sort of left in this level, and it doesn't quite work as intended. There are two buttons that the players are supposed to hit here, and they're just going to hit the same one twice, and the door's just going to open wide up for them. He's just going to go for a reportal here. Bets will perform the backup. He will miss the backup. All good. There we go. And then here at the end of the level, there's a funny little invisible button that just sort of sits there on the wall that the developers put in there. So interestingly enough, they'll just go up and press the button that you can't see in the actual game, but it'll just open up the door for them at the end.
I'd like to point out 2-0 up on AJ.
All right, and we're coming up on Industrial Fan. This is the last map of Mass and Velocity, the second course out of 5. Here you're going to see AJ retrieve a cube. This one's actually quite easy. We talked about how you can grab cubes through thin surfaces, and this tube happens to be quite thin. And after passing over that cube to Bets, he will disable the fan so you can go through. Normally, if you play this casually, it's a pain to get your other partner over here to activate these two switches, but AJ, he's so good, he basically counts as 2 people, so.
Yep, and then he's just gonna go in here and throw a disc in the receiver, so it's a great time for some more donations.
Perfect. We have Lego Myth with the $25 donation. Their comment reads, Cape Johnson here. Bean counters send my donations, make you go right to MSF to make a glorious contribution to medicine. I punch those numbers into my calculator, it makes a happy face. Thank you so much.
Well said.
We've also got $25 from JC178. They say, I knew the cake was a lie, but watching this run is making me question a lot more. I'm pretty sure walls are a lie now. Maybe gravity too? Be right back. JC, please donate again. Please let us know you're okay. That was a long time ago. Thank you.
we'll be seeing some more false walls later in this run, early in this chapter actually.
Yep. So it's a good time to sort of talk about the third course and what it's based around. So maybe Msushi can take that one away real quick.
Yeah, we're going to course 3. This is the halfway point of our 5 courses. This one's called Hard Light Surfaces. Here we're introduced to the light bridge, and this is one of the cooler features added between Portal and Portal 2. Basically, it's this kind of not even neon blue, but super bright blue bridge here. Basically, it's a floor that travels through portals. Later on, we'll also get it in wall form, but essentially, anywhere we can shoot a portal, we can create a floor, and this becomes incredibly useful, as you'll see here. We use it to bonk our heads and get less height on that fling.
Yep, save some time, save the frames. And then go straight to the end of the level here. That's gonna hold this door open for AJ.
I can walk through it.
Yep. All right, and then in the next level, we'll show off another cool mechanic of bridges. It's sort of like a safety net for people playing, but it works out in our favor. If you're sort of halfway through a bridge and you're not actually where it would catch you, the game will just sort of push you up and it'll cut you right through the bridge. So they're going to use this to get AJ into a position where he can shoot a portal to the end of the map. Really clean there. Done well.
I also want to note that when we talk about trust here, while you might be impressing these 2 screens, it's quite overwhelming. Our 2 runners here are very much practiced in this. I don't want to say for sure that they could do it without talking to each other, but they definitely have a lot of these routes and backups memorized. There's not a lot of talking that goes between it, so they can really do it kind of, I wouldn't say blindfolded, but blind to each other. They really just have full trust in their partner and what they're going to do.
Yep. And this
yeah, we've done so many runs together at this point that we kind of just know what the other person's going to do.
Yeah. This chamber is just fun to look at. They shoot a lot of portals quick, grab things quick, and then they're going to use the bridge that Msushi was talking about earlier to slope themselves off into the ending of the chamber.
This is my favorite solution. It's not even a glitch. It's just really, really clever portal mechanics.
Yep. Really thinking with bridges.
A reward for testing.
I think the only thing really worth mentioning in this next chamber is it's our last oob, like our last out of bounds moment.
Next chamber, one after.
Oh, I'm off. Dude, already.
It's okay.
We started early.
Interesting thing about this chamber, though, you might notice my screen got a little brighter. In this game, we allow a bright bind that increases brightness for the game because some people have darker monitors, and the trouble of the game is not really seeing the map. So if you're wondering why that's
and Bets doesn't need that for himself, but it makes it a lot more easily viewable for the stream. AJ going for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I usually actually don't play.
Route credit type there.
Yeah. AJ hit that flame first try. Yeah, I guess we should shout out route credits. I forgot. I was supposed to mention route credit Kurziao for the calibration Uber route.
Yeah.
I didn't forget, Crazy.
Speaking of oob, this next chamber, if you're under 18, I'm going to ask you to look away from AJ's screen. This will be the last out of bounds, I promise. Parental supervision advised. It's going to be 2 seconds. It's like getting a shot, just a quick pinch, I swear.
Yep.
All right, breathe in, exhale. All right.
We're done. No more oob.
I ran the numbers. Making the goo deadly was more
And then
cost-effective.
they're just going to set up AJ here to slide off.
Okay.
Nice,
All
guys.
right.
Yeah, he's going to do a little
Good
jump
recovery.
strafe in the air, snipe that portal at the end, and they're done with the chamber, just like that.
He refused.
So coming up, we're coming up on one of the most deadly chambers in the entire game. You're gonna see there's it's called turret walls. There's about 100 turrets on the map, and you have to block them with walls to stop yourself from getting shot. And it works out pretty well usually.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty cool map.
But stairs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, stairs. I forgot. Yeah, the stairs in this game are kind of just masses of clip brushes, so they can kind of get in the way. So you might see AJ hit a stair here. There's minimal he could do about it. Oh no, he actually does it perfectly.
Clean.
Excellent job, AJ.
Clean jumps from AJ.
Yeah, we talk about how trust matters a lot. In these turret levels, you expect your partner to put those walls up for you. So if they don't, it's actually really funny because you'll just straight up hop into turrets and you'll be like, wait, why am I dying? So there's been a lot of
Trust is
funny moments
important.
there.
Yeah.
Alright, and then this next chamber is all just going to be about them taking the life of this poor turret here. They're just not even going to need a bridge to block him. They're just going to run really fast down the level take out this turret.
If you are wondering what that smell is.
Yeah, this level just features a lot of really good bunny hopping, skipping a lot of normal turrets are set up as obstacles, but since we can go fast enough then the turrets can damage us, we can just completely avoid the obstacle and get straight to the ending there here.
And you see them strafe around that corner there. It's just good air movement from them. And then they activate the dialogue from where they were standing, but they're safe from turrets, so they just play it safe. AJ just taunting that turret, making sure he knows who's boss.
That's a bug we're going to see later in the game. At the last level, when the turret is changing targets, it takes a sizable amount of time to switch targets, so you can abuse that to get by them.
Okay.
Coming up here is the last chamber of course 3. It's called bridge testing. I think Daniel can explain this one for us. It's quite loaded.
All right, yeah, this is a lot going on. So the runners are going to start by sort of just hopping around the map a little bit. They're going to get into a position where AJ is going to make betsruner stand on top of a fizzler, and he's going to shoot from behind the fizzler here. He's going to shoot a portal for Bets to walk through, which is going to give Bets the opportunity to land up on that pillar. He's going to grab the cube in the air. He's going to make his way into this room solo, open the door. AJ's going to hit the button that activates the bridge for him. He's going to use that bridge, and he's going to hop to the end of the level, put the disc in, and we are done with course 3.
Oh.
Oh.
There he
Nice
goes.
recovery.
Right. So we got a little bit of time for donations.
Perfect. Hazmax sends us $100 with a Portal Food haiku. Vengeful potato, incendiary lemons, the cake is a lie. Thank you. We've also got $25 from Bear Child. Says, I hope this donating gets to Doctors Without Borders through the fastest portal available.
Did you guys write that down?
Yeah, those become important later. That's in the test.
Yeah, can someone flip that? We might need it.
Very important numbers.
All right. Coming up here, we're going to go back to the hub for a quick detour where we're actually going to jump up randomly to hit an invisible trigger and then jump right into the course. This course is called Excursion Funnels. It introduces the Excursion Funnel. Really good naming there. But this actually is a gateway to one of the most broken glitches in the game. I don't know if Daniel would like to explain the crouch fly glitch.
You know what? I'll let you take this one away. I don't want this hot potato of a glitch.
So, these excursion funnels, this blue tractor beam here, when a player stands in it, they actually get a zero gravity state. And the game has a variable that keeps track of how many funnels you are in. If it is 1 or more, you get zero gravity, and if it's 0, you get normal gravity, so you're a loser. Unfortunately, our runners don't like to be losers, so by crouching in a funnel, the game will actually increment that variable. The game will think you're in 2 funnels, even though you're only in 1 funnel. What does this mean? This means when you leave the funnel, the game still thinks you're in 1 funnel. 2 minus 1 is 1. Yep, that works out. So it turns out the game still thinks we should have 0 gravity, and as a result, we're able to just fly straight to the end of the level. This is used a lot in later, well, it's used a lot more in single player because you can preserve it between levels. In co-op, we do not have that luxury, but it's still used in a lot of levels where just the goal is to get to the ending door. In chambers like this, where we have to block a laser with a sphere, we're gonna actually have to solve the chamber normally despite having access to a funnel. But a lot of chambers where the goal is just get to the end, that excursion funnel crouch fly glitch is crucial because we can basically skip almost all obstacles in our path.
I can't bite my tongue anymore.
AJ's gonna win the taunt battle there.
We do promise it's not no clip.
Yeah, it's one of the most common misconceptions about Portal 2 related runs is that that is no clip. It is not no clip, and it's just sort of a hot pile of us trying to understand what valve we're going for. We've had some
Speaking of things,
Yeah, we don't understand this glitch at all.
Yeah,
no one in the community can explain why this happens.
Yeah,
so, watch carefully. Maybe you'll be able to.
Your best bet with this one is to go ask for help on our Discord server, or just anticipate betsruner's upcoming co-op tutorial, or maybe check out our wiki. One of those options, but they're just gonna fly to the end. They're gonna just fly right to the end. It's not even worth trying to explain how that one works. Betsrunner loses the cube
2-1.
game.
2-1.
Oh my god.
Oh. Alright.
There's still time for a comeback.
Yeah, not much to talk about in Funnel Laser.
Well,
You know? This is just another
Yeah, there will
crouch
be
fly
a
glitch.
quick crouch funnel glitch here. We're coming into one of the more notorious maps among co-op runners. This one is known as Cooperative Polarity. It is the 5th chamber of course 4 here. This chamber It's actually pretty cool to solve casually, but if you're a beginner speedrunner, there's a funnel that you can just crouch fly with. But if you are a world record holder like our two runners here, you're going to be doing a bunny hop. And I don't want to flatter them too much, but it is a near perfect bunny hop, but it's quite easy to mess up. So no pressure, but let's see what they can do.
It's easily the biggest gap that the runners have to hop in the game, either single player or cooperative. So AJ nails it. Bets nails it. There they go.
First try.
Easy.
Incredible.
We always do say, like, when we're in runs that no run's a real run until you get past co-op polarity. So that's a nice breather.
All right. AJ, do you want to explain what you guys are going to do real quick here on advanced polarity?
Funnel hop, actually.
Oh, man. Funnel hop.
Slipping twice.
Dude, twice. Is somebody keeping track of a counter? Like,
3 strikes and you're out
everybody
there.
in the chat has to donate every time I mess up a map name. Let's raise some money for charity.
Okay,
So this is-
the runners are going to crouch here, and then they're going to fly. Oh, they kind of
Drop it.
meet up in the air there, but again, quite a simple chamber. Normally you have to do some nice funnel recursion puzzles, but flying is a lot easier.
True.
So on this next map, which is advanced polarity, I'm gonna jump and block Bets as he takes a faith plate, and he's gonna strafe over onto a wall that I will then hit off of him, and fling up to the exit, and then funnel him up to the. It's very hard to follow, but hopefully you'll be able to.
They slap each other in the air twice. It's a lot of fun to watch. So
Yeah, we hit each other.
Yep. A lot of
It
rude
looks a lot
slapping.
like flying, so.
Yeah, there it goes. First try.
Yeah, basically that faith plate sends you very high in the air, and by hitting your cooperative partner, you'll cancel your horizontal component of that velocity, but you won't cancel the vertical component. So if we're able to set up our robots in very specific spots, we can set it up so that our vertical component sends us straight to the end of the level, which is quite convenient.
Yep. And then in this next map here, it's just another example of very thin walls and crouch fly. So Bets is going to be able to grab a cube through a wall while in crouch fly, assuming that AJ shoots a portal through that wall. So there's a tiny little seam at the edge of where the walls meet. AJ's going to aim for that, shoot through there, and then use this funnel to change the position of the cube so that betsruner can grab it. And both runners... Oh, he didn't grab it. There he goes. All right, cool. Good job from those runners.
It can be a little finicky because there's a turret right next to it, and you know, if you'll probably accidentally grab the turret on your first try.
Yeah, it can be a little frustrating to grab the turret.
All right, now here we're coming up on the most complex level in the game. This is what me and Zypho is referred to as the 800 IQ level. So we're actually gonna need some quiet for AJ because it's like he has to do some like real big brain task.
Yeah.
It's
So
the
we're
hardest
just-
level for me.
Yeah, so we're just gonna stay quiet and let him figure this out, and then hopefully they will finish the level.
Based on whether he makes a jump or not, I need to invert my portals, and actually having to think of what portal you have to shoot is not something that speedrunners typically have to think to, because they usually just have a bunch of muscle memory for it. All right,
Very
we got
nice,
it. We got it.
AJ.
Let's
You
go.
got it. That's so clean.
So
Yep, so
there's
Bets
just a... Oh, you got it, Daniel.
Oh yeah, Bets just yeets himself off the map there, and shoots a portal that AJ will go through, and then he catches himself with a bridge. So assuming Bets didn't make that jump there, he would have to catch Bets with the funnel, and then change which portal he's using for the funnel. It gets a little complicated. So
Oh,
Oh,
man.
we
they
almost
almost
got
got the
it.
trigger
So
there.
close.
Yeah.
All right, coming up here really quickly, we're gonna have what looks like nothing's gonna happen at all. We're just gonna reload the level, but this is actually one of the bigger skips in this game. It's called the Hub 5 skip. This is when an actual story gets implemented into the plot. Normally, we're just robots solving test chambers, but now GLaDOS decided she's tired of us. She wants real humans, so we're gonna go to the human vault and rescue some humans for her to test with. After completing Curse 4 excursion funnels, GLaDOS will talk to us in the hub explaining that story before giving us access to mobility gels, the 5th and final course. But this only happens the first time we enter the hub after completing Course 4. So what our runners are going to do, or what they have already done, is they're going to simply reload the level, so then it will be their second time entering the level. As a result, the game thinks you've already heard the cutscene and it will not play it. This saves around 30 seconds, so...
And then the runners are just going to be using the different gels that you see in single player. The blue bouncy gel and the orange speed gel, which is not used very often, but it is used. Ironically, the speed gel is sort of the least used gel for the most part in runs. Alright. And then maybe I'll have AJ explain how this this next map works real quick.
Yeah, okay, so on this next map, there's a floor that is solid for players, but you can shoot through it. And we use that to place a portal where we send Jill through, and we can just bounce straight to the end.
Yep. It's a little confusing to watch. Yeah. But works very well. See, there's the portal. They've got the blue gel, and they can just strafe to the end. Very clean.
That jump is actually deceptively hard.
Yeah.
Well, we make it look kind of easy, but there's a lot of
particularly because of that the speed cap I talked about earlier when you're in the air. So if you have over 300 speed and you're going in a direction that you don't like, you can just sort of fly off in that direction, and then you die because you're not going in the right direction. So they have to be very careful about how much speed they have there.
This run technically has world record potential, actually.
Wow.
Coming up on this next chamber, Bridge Repulsion, you're going to see AJ swan dive off the map in his dying breath to land on a support beam and shoot a portal into the next section. And just like that, by jumping off of a bridge, well timed, the runners can actually beat the second part of the chamber, so really fast.
Oh.
It was Bets that dove off, by the way.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
It's an easy mistake to make.
Yeah.
They're both very diveable people.
Once you get to like a certain level, all the movement looks the same anyway.
Yeah. And then for wall repulsion, this map right here, they're going to land on this light here on the level and just walk off that to finish the chamber, and then they're going to shoot a portal at a very specific place here on the wall, and then they are going to strafe through this portal to the end of the
Nicely
level.
done.
Very nice.
Good job, guys.
Nice.
Those jumps are deceptively hard. I like to call this the closest like Portal 2 has like a KZ map. It's just some really clever jumps with some weird obstacles.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
So Prop Crushers is coming up. Who wants to explain that? I can do it if nobody else does.
Go for it, Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So AJ's going to hop off to the side here, and he's going to have to time grabbing this cube before it hits a fizzler. It's a pretty tight timing. And then Betts is going to set himself up some gel. Oh, AJ missed the cube there. Betts sets himself up some gel, and then he's going to do a tricky little strafe off the gel to get enough speed to clear the map.
It's fine.
Okay. He just narrowly avoided a soft lock there. So very good from Betts. Then he's going to work his way down to the very floor of the map and shoot a portal for AJ. AJ has
That was stressful.
AJ's going to slap the button real quick and then shoot a portal for Betts to get to the end of the map with him. All right. It was a little bit of a stressful Prop Crushers, but no soft lock, so we're winning today.
Could have gone worse, could have gone better.
Yep.
Yeah, that was. I'm pretty happy with how that went.
And get your stopwatch ready because we only have 3 more chambers left. The run is coming to a close in a couple of minutes. This level, Turret Ninja, has a very interested slanted portal boost. For some reason, when going through slanted portals, sometimes you'll gain a ton of momentum, as seen here on Betts' screen. We don't have the best understanding of that. All we know is that it's fast.
Yep. It's slanted portals, or slanted portal surfaces in Portal 2 just act weird. So, you know, if any Valve developers are listening and want to shoot us over some source code so we can figure that out, we'd appreciate it. Because we have no idea.
Retweet on that one.
Yep. So, prop retrieval coming up. This map is just a pain because the way that gel spreads in this game is random. So the runners can just get really bad gel and the level just becomes much slower. It looks like the gel spread they got here was basically
Pretty good.
perfect.
Yeah.
So they're pretty happy about that one. Dialogue started, so AJ's just gonna run around, have a good time. Bet's gonna try and save the cube. And then we're encroaching on the last map.
Oh, that's 3-1.
Yeah. And that's the game.
Yeah. That's the end of their cube throw game right there.
Yeah, no, you guys were here for the cube passing percent, right? Not for the only courses. Yeah.
All right, well, I hope you guys have been enjoying your stay here as we blitz through Aperture Laboratories, but we're at our last level here. This level is called Vault Entrance. It features the humans' vaults. Time will be after the robots do a rock, paper, scissors game, and the screen will fade to black. But for right now, we're going to do a cool little fling by standing on the edge of a glass pane. Bets here is going to do a long shot over the edge of the map, skipping one little waypoint here, and then AJ is going to come through and hit these two levers. Again, meant to be hit by 2 players, but AJ is basically 2 players. He's that good. And you're meant to get the blue gel here to make this bounce across to the vault, but with some really good strafing and bunny hopping, you can make it in one go. This is one of the harder tricks in the run, so getting it both first try is incredible. Great job.
Time's going to be coming up in a second.
Yep, as soon as it fades to black here. All right, time. All right, what's the final time?
In game time, we got a 26:50.
Okay,
that's insane.
So that's what is that, rank 3 on the leaderboard?
Yeah, rank 3. It's pretty
rank
good.
2. No, rank 2, I think.
Does that beat
Wait,
Zypa's
no,
time?
26. What is Zypa's time? AJ, you did it with
I think it's 26:40 something.
Okay.
Yeah. It's rank 3.
Yeah, so all the top 3 times on the leaderboard, if we count this one, would be with AJ. Little fact there for you.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the end of our run. AJ, do you want to send us off with some shoutouts?
Yeah, shout out to Rainey for helping me practice. Shout out to Flaitzer for getting me into this category. Happy birthday to Lordy, whose birthday it is today, and to anyone else in chat whose birthday also happens to be today. And shout out to Doctors Without Borders.
Yeah, shout out to Birthday Game.
Oh, also, I would like to thank HC. He made the Twitch Prime texture for me at the start. And Rex, he imported the portal gun so I could have a nice Apothecant servant. So thank you both to them.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Games Done Quick has just started. If you guys are not aware, this is going on for basically the full week. As always, if you are interested in these speedruns, I can vouch. For Portal 2 at least, we have an incredibly welcoming community. You can just join any Discord server and show your interest, and people will love to help you. It truly is a great pastime, and it's awesome to do great work like this that goes towards charity. And I think from all 4 of us, we can say it's been an incredible experience.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let the science begin.
All right, that does it for our run.
Thank you so much, AJ, and thank you so much, betsruner, for that incredible Portal 2 co-op run. And thank you for the commentary, completely contextualizing what I just saw in a way that makes sense. The most important thing about any Portal run. Thank you so much. And thank you for the Portal speedrunning community. You guys have been incredible. I love you guys so much. Got a couple more donations in. Just so much love from everybody, all the Portal fans out there. Thank you so much. We have $25 from Cave Johnson once again. He says, when life makes you lemons, make lemonade. Let's all stay positive and do some science. That said, I would really appreciate if you could test as fast as possible. Thank you, GDQ and the Portal Runners, for supporting this cause. Thank you, Cave. I appreciate it. And we have one final Portal haiku tonight from $100 from Mark. Says, sunny day outside. Yesterday, I saw a deer. I am still alive. GLaDOS. All right, everybody. That is it for me for now. I'm going to catch y'all later in the week, but thank you, everybody, for coming out, smashing those incentives, getting us to very nearly $200,000. We're at $195 right now. This is insane. I'm at a loss for words. I'm going to send you over to a quick Twitch ad after these messages. I'm going to leave you in the good hands of Brutal Mellow. So do not touch that browser tab. SGDQ will be right back.
Okay. Hey, good evening, folks. My name is Brutal Mellow, and I will be your host for the foreseeable future. Now, before we really get into things here, can we get a GDQ clap in the chat for the lovely host iggyzig? And what about that great co-op run of Portal 2 by AJ and betsruner? All right, how about some donations? That's what we're all here for, right? Let's start off with a big one. We have $500 from BobBot, who says, incredible runs today with some of my favorite games of all time. We saved Siri, so can we abandon the grub? Right, guys? Thank you, BobBot. $500, wow. What about a $100 donation from Elochai, who says, thanks to all the runners and the whole crew behind SGDQ. You're awesome. No, Elochai, you're awesome. Ooh, we have an anonymous, actually no comment, but a $200 donation from Grub Dragon with no comment. Thank you. This one is really sweet. It's $25 from Bibliopugga, who says, always love watching GDQ with my husband. And this year we get to watch with our newborn baby too. This is one tradition we will always look forward to. Thanks for all you do. No, you're breathtaking. We have $25 from Julian Lewis, who says, GDQ is awesome. Such awesome people doing awesome things for an awesome cause. It's awesome! Thanks, Julian Lewis. I just want to remind you guys that Summer Games Done Quick 2020 Online is here to help with Doctors Without Borders. Doctors Without Borders, MSF, is an international medical humanitarian aid organization that works in over 70 countries around the world, providing life-saving medical humanitarian care and speaking about what they see in those areas. Their work aids people based solely on need, irrespective of race, religion, gender, or political affiliation. MSF is committed to safeguarding their patients' right to autonomy, confidentiality, and informed consent. 90% of their staff is national, meaning they live locally and are from the country that they work in. MSF relies mainly on the generosity of individual donors, with over 90% of MSF's income coming from private donors giving small amounts. We have a $20 donation from Best in Tamriel, who says, great job on all of the great runs and commentaries. Keep doing a great job, everybody. And this one goes to the Mario Kart 8 race bonus run. Ooh, that'll be fun. Hey guys, I just want to point out real quick, do you see that we're at $197,000? That means we're only $3,000 away from 200K. I haven't heard any haikus in a while now that I think about it. We have a $25 donation from Krendor who says, thanks to all you do, saving lives and saving the frames, one at a time. Thank you, Krendor. Yeah. All right, we also have a $5 donation from Lagger Knight who says, almost at 200K? Maybe it's time for that $5 train to leave the station. Yeah, I'd be down to see a $5 train right as the run starts.